Hello, English learners. Welcome to the English with Michael YouTube channel. And yeah, it's been quite a long time. So I've been traveling for the past few months. And right now, maybe you can tell, I'm in Thailand at the moment. I'm not at home. So yeah, maybe the audio is a little bit bad, but I hope it's okay. But I want to wish you a happy new year, happy 2020. And I wanted to make a quick video just partly to show people that I'm still alive, and also because I really love this time of year because it's so exciting to plan your goals for the year and also to think back on the previous year. So now we can think about 2019 and think about what went well, what went wrong, and kind of review that. And this kind of applies for, of course, English learning. How did you progress in your English in 2019? But also it's just for anything, any goal that you have in life. It's important to kind of reflect on that and see what progress you're making. So for the past year, I have been using a really cool app. And the app's name is Life Cycle. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just think it's a really cool app that might be able to help many people. So this app basically keeps track of your life. So the app kind of works in the background on your phone and it kind of monitors what you're doing, but not in a creepy way. You have control over what the app records. So I have found this is a really good way to stick to your goals. And it kind of just shows you how much time you spend doing certain things, and you can compare this to other things. For example, on the app, it will show you how many hours you spend studying versus how many hours you spend sleeping or going out with your friends or something like that. And I believe the secret to why this app can be helpful is because many of us think that we're productive, whether that is with our jobs or our studying or whatever else. We feel so productive, but when you actually reflect and look back on your day, your week, or your year, maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe you'll realize you haven't done as much as you thought. It's kind of scary to realize that, but it's important. And seeing that data is a great way to spur you on. To spur you on, that means to encourage you to try harder and keep motivated to reach and achieve your English goals. So how the app works, once you've downloaded, it will automatically keep track of where you are. It will know where you are. So keep track means it's kind of collecting that data. It's following you in some kind of sense. So when you go to a new location, a new kind of part of the donut, as you can see here, will be available on the app. When you visit a location for the first time, you'll usually have to enter the name manually. So you do have to keep on top of it. If you keep on top of something, that means don't ignore it. Don't pretend it's not there. Keep kind of giving it a little bit of attention. Then every day, week, month, and year, it will kind of show you a review of how you've been spending your time. So now I want to show you a very personal look into my life. So you're going to see my 2019 in this app. So let's have a look and see what I have been doing this past year. Okay, so now if we have a look at my phone, we can see the kind of things that I've been doing in 2019. So when we go on the app, we can see a big donut chart of everything that I've done. And it's kind of intimidating, but what's really amazing is I did almost 3 million steps. The most time that I spent was at home. So I spent over 3,000 hours at home. And that was just kind of like doing nothing, could have been resting or cleaning or, anything like that. That was just in between time at home, 3,000 hours. Almost 3,000 hours sleeping as well. So that's over 6,000 hours at home altogether there. You can see here I spent 1,000 hours teaching lessons. So I taught 1,000 lessons in 2019. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. And if we click on that, you can kind of see the lessons month by month. November was my break, so there were no lessons in November. But it's kind of interesting to see the trends and, you know, how your work changes each month. I spent 342 hours walking. That's just walking for fun. So this was a habit that I started. And I guess you can see, actually, it kind of, throughout the year, this habit increased. So I started in January with the habit of walk at least 5 minutes every day. A very, very short amount of time. And then when I realized I really enjoyed that kind of time walking every day, it increased until October or November, and it was really high, like 400,000 steps in 1 month. That's pretty good. I spent 260 hours in transport. So that's trains and buses and cars. That's a lot of wasted time in transport. I spent 200 hours with my friends. So that's an interesting thing to see because you can kind of compare that to how much you're working and things like that. And maybe think about if the balance is good for you. You know, do you want to spend more time with your friends or less time perhaps? Maybe you spend too much time with your friends and not enough time working. So these are important things to consider. And now the really useful one for me is language study. And now the app does not know when I study language. So this is one that I have had to input myself. I wrote every day how much time I spent studying languages. In the whole year, I spent 167 hours studying language. And as you can see, it kind of fluctuated throughout the year. So some months were better than others. But I think I could do better. I think 2020, I can make it my goal to have at least 200 hours. And it's got lots of other tiny habits that I've done. It's got 35 hours spent in coffee, so going to cafes. I'm fine with that, to be honest. 28 hours sightseeing, 33 hours going to restaurants. Lowest one is 2 hours, which was at the dentist. So I'm very happy about that. Only 2 hours in a whole year at the dentist. Could be much worse. And now if we go back to the main donut of the year, it tells you all of your averages for the year, which I think is really cool. So throughout the whole year, I slept an average of 8 hours and 5 minutes, which is nice to see. And you've got kind of how it changes throughout the time there. So it's interesting. I seem to sleep a little bit less in the summer. I wonder why. Maybe too hot. It also monitors how much time you spend at home. And again, maybe this is connected to the seasons as well. Maybe you can notice in the cold season, I'm at home more. And in the sunny seasons, summer, I'm at home much less. Oh, that's interesting. You know, see, as soon as I started traveling, I went to much more coffee shops, which I guess is to be expected, but that's crazy. Like 20 hours in 1 month, it looks like there. Wow. So that's some sightseeing. It also monitors your travel, so what countries you've been to. So it's a really nice way to kind of record where you've been and also relive those memories. So it kind of shows me, oh, I went to Slovenia and I went all the places I went to in Slovenia, which is cool. Also Croatia, Japan, and all of the places I stayed at in Japan. See, here's some of my accommodation. And wow, so many hours spent in some of these places. And now where I am now, which is Thailand, tells you where you've been. So it's a really nice way to see. and it's a good way to kind of set goals for the next year. So from this, I know that I need to improve on some areas, maybe study a little bit more, exercise more. So yeah, I hope you found this useful, and even if you don't want to download the app, maybe it was interesting to see what I've been doing anyway. Maybe think about kind of how 2019 went for you. It's always a good thing to reflect, no matter what time of year. If you do want to download the app, I'll put a link in the description below. Again, it's not sponsored, there's no affiliate link. It's just I think it might be helpful for you. And if you do try it, wait a few days or weeks and let me know. Let me know what you think and if you get any value from this app. Thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to coming back to England, so hopefully I can make some more regular YouTube videos. But until then, I'll see you later. Bye bye.